Hello YouTube, this is Necrofear333, 331, my apologies, with another video. This is continuing on with the favorite cards. So far I've done top 10 favorite synchros, top 5 favorite rituals, top 5 favorite Xyz monsters, and this is the next one, which will be my top 10 actually, favorite fusion monsters. Fusions have a pretty large card pool, mostly because they're the first, I guess, special kind of card outside of like tribute monsters and normal monsters. Um, they were first released in, I believe, the first fusion was actually in the first pack. Um, there were several fusions in the first pack, and then the second pack, Metal Raiders, had was more focused on fusions, had more fusions and more fusions at the common level. Regardless, it's not a mechanic you see being played very much anymore, unless you're playing Gem Knights or Elemental Heroes. There's not a whole lot of fusions you'll see being played besides Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, which is unfortunate because they are fun mechanic. I've always thought they're pretty cool. I wish, as most players probably do, I wish they were a little more consistent. Unfortunately, they've kind of gotten phased out for synchros and Xyz monsters. So it's doubtful we'll see a whole lot of fusion activity outside of, like I said, heroes and gem knights. Just because it's probably not so profitable. Maybe, who knows? We'll see. If they bring Metamorphosis back, we might see some of these old fusion monsters come back. But honestly, I'm doubtful of this. So let's get started. Number 10. I chose this card because it was actually the first um, rare shiny card that I pulled in this game. Actually, my very first pack of Yu-Gi-Oh was a Legend of Blue Eyes pack, and well, this is what I pulled. Dragoness the Wicked Knight. This is obviously not that copy. When I played way back when, I quit the game in I think 2006, and I gave all my cards away. So this is obviously not the card I pulled. Not to mention, as you'll notice, this is Spanish because I bought a Spanish box of LOB. Spanish cards are legal in the TCG, just so you know. And their boxes of LOB for Spanish are really cheap, so if you want to get a hold of some Exodia pieces or Trihorn Dragons, whatever, I'd pick them up. They're like 20 bucks. I bought mine for like 25 on eBay. And it was pretty enjoyable. I pulled a right arm of Exodia, a Blue Eyes White Dragon, and a Spanish Gaia thingy, and a Dark Hole. So it is pretty cool, actually. Regardless, this is number 10. I like the art. Not to mention, again, this is the first card I pulled that was a rare or hollow, whatever. It's obviously not very good. I can't find a use for this in anything. Sure, you could summon it with instant fusion, but I'm not sure why you would want to. I mean, if you guys got any ideas for a deck that could utilize this, that would be cool, because I actually really love this card's artwork. It's kind of like a dragoon. I really like that. I like dragoons, I guess. So, yeah, there's number 10. Number 9 is also a very old fusion from Metal Raiders, actually. Again, I really like the art. I'm a warrior collector, so this is a warrior card, and it's probably one of the coolest looking commons I've ever gotten, and it actually has some use, like with instant fusion, you can summon this, and I've tested it in a few weird decks that I've been messing around with, and it's not that terrible. But anywho, this card is Gilta the D Knight. I just like, again, I really like the art of this card. Warrior. He looks really cool, and I'm assuming D stands for Dragon Knight, so I guess he's probably another kind of Dragoon-like character as well. But yeah, he's really cool. Then we go on to number 8. This one's a little bit newer. from the GX era. One archetype that I really did like from GX that I didn't like a lot of stuff from GX outside of Six Samurai. Just wasn't an era that it was that, that it didn't appeal to me. However, one archetype that did appeal to me was the evil heroes. I thought they were kind of cool looking, at least a few of them, and this is one that I really, really, really like, and it's Evil Hero Inferno Wing, which is kind of like the evil Flame Wingman. However, instead of having a masculine body, which Wingman does, this one's a feminine body. So like Burst of Natrix is more present in this than whatever, so Avion. I really like the art. It's a fiend, which is cool for my fiend collection. I like the art. It's kind of like I don't know, a demonic angel-looking character. She's surrounded by fire. Her ability is kind of the same as Flame Wingman, so it's not that exciting, but still pretty cool looking art, and yeah, I really enjoyed that card. So moving on, we have number 7. This card is from the first pack, and it is also the I don't know, the mascot card of one of the main characters of the show. I've always liked this card's art, and he doesn't see any play besides, I guess, decks that randomly tech instant fusion for the hell of it. But this card's really cool. I still like it, and I still try to make decks with it just for fun. And that card would have to be the Flame Swordsman. One of Joey's ace cards. Fun fact: in the anime, it wasn't a fusion, which is weird, but it was just a normal monster with no effect or anything. I really wish Blue Swordsman or Flame Swordsman would come out as an actual card because it would be pretty nice, and this card would have some playability to it. But yeah, I picked this one up on eBay. It's not too expensive. First Dead, super looks beautiful. Like, I mean, the art from the first generation was exquisite. Unfortunately, most of those cards are useless, but I don't know. Anyways, then we go on to number 6, which is actually related to number 7. It's a fusion from Dark Crisis, and that would be Dark Flare Knight. The fusion of the Dark Magician and Flame Swordsman. I absolutely love this card art. It's one of my favorite cards in Dark Crisis, which is my favorite set. And its effects are alright. It's not the greatest. I mean, you get that Mirage Knight card, but Mirage Knight is just, it wasn't even that good back then, and now it's even worse. But still pretty cool, and still pretty cool deck, I think. I tried a Mirage Knight back in the day, and it was pretty fun, actually. So, anyways, this is a cool card, and just really like it. The kind of the dark armor and the dark shield. The sword is the sword is the one part of this that I don't like in the art, but everything else is really cool. Now moving on to number 5. I actually pulled this yesterday, and I randomly bought packs. I was trying to get, it was Ancient Prophecy. I was trying to get copies of Rekindling for my Laval deck. I bought like 5 packs of Ancient Sanctuary just because it's like, well, Rekindlings are almost the same price as the packs, so may as well just try my chances, and yeah, who knows, I might pull something decent. And I actually pulled this, which it's not really a valuable card, but it's kind of cool getting it. I always kind of wanted this card for collection purposes. I think the art's pretty cool. Anyways, it's Armitile, the Chaos Phantom. Yeah, secret rare. Just pulled it yesterday, actually. Really like the art. It's obviously a fusion of all the sacred beasts, and that's pretty cool. I mean, a lot's going on in the picture. That's the one criticism I have of the card, is like there's a lot going on in the card. It's hard to tell what part is what, and it seems like Reviel barely got any like fuse. Like, it's literally just Reviel's head, and that's pretty much it. And the rest is the other two. But I guess since Reviel's the crappiest of the 3, it makes sense. Anyways, it's cool. It's a fiend. And yeah, it's a fusion of all of Sacred Beasts, which is pretty neat. It would be cool to see a fusion of all the Egyptian god cards, or a fusion of all the Nordic gods, or something. That'd be kind of cool. But anyways, we'll move on to the next card, number 4. Number 4 actually pulled in a recent pack that I got, just for fun. It was one of my favorite cards for the longest time before a few other cards came out that I ended up liking more. But for the longest time, I really liked this card and collected uh, the common version of it. But anyways, this card was in what pack was it? In Legend of Blue Eyes, and it's also one of the first secret rares. And that card is Gaia the Dragon Champion. Really cool looking card, and I mean, I wish it was playable, but this card just looks so cool, and it's my favorite of the Gaia cards. The rest, to me, don't look that cool, only because they're kind of robotic looking, and I don't like that. But uh, just a really cool card, and also one of Yugi's cards that he somehow used to beat Great Moth with some random BS ruling in the show. But anyways, really cool card, and I like the idea of a knight and then a dragon. That's just cool. But anyways, moving on to number 3. Again, continuing on with the whole evil hero interest, this is my favorite evil hero and one of my top 3 fusions overall. This card used to be in an OTK deck that was pretty popular back in the day. Not played anymore, but still a pretty cool deck, and still a really cool card with a unique ability and awesome artwork. And that is, of course, Evil Hero Dark Gaia. This card's really fun, really cool, and the super rare looks really nice from Legendary Collection. I was really impressed with this one. And now number 2. Now we're getting down to the wire. Number 2. I've always liked this card. When I first saw it come out, I was like, wow, I really like this card, even though I don't really like the archetype that it supports. The art's just so cool. It's kind of evil, but really awesome at the same time. And and yeah, I was really obsessed with this card when it first came out. But at the time, it was fairly expensive. Now it's not worth a whole lot at all. But anyways, we have at the number 2 slot, Destiny and Dragoon. When this card came out, I wanted it so bad, but unfortunately, I wasn't even playing it back then. I barely had any cards, but I saw the art from a friend of mine, showed me it, and I was just like, whoa, I really want that card, just for collection's sake. Another card that I saw at the time that I really liked, even though I wasn't playing the game anymore, was Belial Marquis of Darkness, which just recently got reprinted in Dark World Structure for apparently no reason. But yeah, this card, just, I really like the art. Its effect is pretty cool. I mean, it's basically a win condition. I mean, the card is really good, but ridiculously hard to get on the field. I've been meaning to try to make a Destiny Hero deck just for fun, but it doesn't seem worth it to me. So I ditched the idea. And number 1, the reason I chose it as the number 1 was A, because I love the art, and B, because it depicts probably one of my, well, at least my second favorite card in the game. And so, number 1, I actually I bought some random packs at the dollar store. You know how sometimes if you go to dollar stores, they'll have like really old or unpopular Yu-Gi-Oh packs, like Elemental Hero, Rise of Destiny, Spanish Blue Eyes, Spanish Mail Raiders, whatever. So I bought some, and I think I got like 3 Rise of Destiny, and I was opening packs, and I didn't do too bad. Didn't do too bad. But I opened the last pack to Rise of Destiny. I'm like, there's nothing good in this set. I'm gonna pull some really janky rare, and I pulled this, and it happens to be my favorite fusion. And so this was actually crisp, and it's also first edition too, which is kind of weird. But anyways, my favorite fusion monster in the game is Dark Blade the Dragon Knight. Pulling this was really cool for me because I always wanted this card because it's my favorite fusion. I have a rare version, but the rare does it no justice. The ultimate looks amazing, and Nobody ever, I knew a couple people had it, but they really overvalued it. Like they wanted to trade it at like 20 trade value. I'm like, come on, it's not even played in any decks. Just let me have it for cheap. Throw it in with another trade. But nobody ever would, and a lot of people collected it too. Not original in that sense, but pulling it was just really cool because it was one of the cards